Cabal's influence and many other reasons why Olusegun Badmus is against Osinbajo 2023 presidential ambition. Hello, my wonderful people. Just a note of, just to put it out there, Professor Yemi Osinbajo has not publicly declared his intention to run for Nigerian's presidency. However, northern groups have been, sitting together and have been looking at possible candidates. And one of their choice candidates has been Professor Yemi Osinbajo. Some said he has what it takes to turn the nation around. Others says he's a good he has been a good steward to President Muhammadu Buhari. He does what he's told. He would do the bidding and the intention of the North. We know that some other northern groups, another group, we have different northern groups, says, well, if they are going to support Olusegun Obasanjo, no. Professor Yemi Osinbajo, the name sounds alike, yes, because they are from the southwest, they are brothers. Okay, let's move on. They said, well, Osinbajo, we have to prove to them that he will have the northern interest at heart. Osinbajo will have to sign documents, stating that he will not neglect the north when he comes on board. However, some men and women from the southwest believe that Osinbajo is not the man for the job. Some says, well, Osinbajo has not proven to Nigerians that truly, really speaking, he's ready to take the bull by the horn. What do you mean by that? Osinbajo has been quiet in some very important matters that is expected to speak. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe if this is your first time. Let's get all the details. Despite the argument in some quarters that the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo could be the capable presidential candidate to solve Nigerians' problem in 2023, a chieftain of the New Nigerian People Party (NNPP), Barrister Olusegun Badmus, is certain that the Vice President will fail to improve the nation as president. Hence, in a recent Daily Post news reports, Badmus warned Nigerians against voting for Professor Yemi Osinbajo in the forthcoming election. Nevertheless, why is the southwest politician chieftain against Olusegun Osinbajo presidential ambition, and why does he think the vice president will fail if elected as president? In his view, Badmus is convinced that the cabal within the Buhari's administration will likely influence Osinbajo and prevent him from making any meaningful improvement within the nation. Consequently, the vice president will likely extend the current issue being faced by the nation under the Buhari's administration if elected as the president. According to him, Osinbajo's loyalty and obedience to the cabal will cause him to fail, as they are checkmating him and will prevent him from using his experience to make any meaningful and necessary change that could better the nation or move the nation forward. Another visible reason why Badmus is against Osinbajo presidency in 2023 revolves around his performance as the vice president. Since assuming office in 2015, in the NNPP chieftain's view, Osinbajo has not performed and by extension will not do well as the country's president. Emphasizing on this point, Badmus pointed out that the vice president's silence means national insecurity problem and many more prove his inefficiency even when he becomes the president of the country. He also mentioned that Osinbajo should prove to Nigerians even more clearly why he wants to be Nigerians' president. So, my wonderful people, this is Badmus. We know that is a chieftain of the NNPP, once a presidential candidate who wants to rule Nigeria. And looking at the status quo, says Osinbajo may not be that candidate that might transform the nation or make any impacts in terms of development and change the course of things, saying that Osinbajo is, playing with the cabal Osibanjo has got the backings of the cabal, which will potentially not make him to be able to be efficient and do the best for her people. It says Osibanjo is largely controlled by the cabal, and this will not enable him to be at his best. He said Osibanjo should have been, should have done more, but there are circumstances in the country where people expected Professor Emil Osibanjo to rise to the occasion. But what did he do? He was rather really silent, and this has not gone down well with many Nigerians. Where you're expecting, him to rise up and to do the needful, he has been silent. So this has not really this has not really gone down well. But looking at it, let's look at the works and look at what Osibanjo has done. First of all, we feel that Osibanjo has been caged in a corner. What do we mean by that? Remember that Buhari's administration has given him her duty, saying, "Oh, what you just need to focus on, you focus on the economy, how Nigeria will recover after 2023, after the 2020 pandemic." And so Sibanjo has not business himself with other real issues of national concern, which ought not to be. There are real pressing issues of national concern that the vice president's position will bring a breath of fresh air to many Nigerians. For crying out loud, he is the vice president. But like you and I know, the position of the vice president is more ceremonial than, official. And that's why it feels like a lot of persons, take advantage of the vice president. A lot of persons, do whatever they want to do. And the vice president, to a large extent, do not really say anything. You see, take for instance, while he was away, we saw the caretaker committee chairman disobey the vice president after the court injunction of what happened in Ondo State, where the judge said that Boni is there legally. The vice president said the rally should not hold. What did they do? They damned whatever he was trying to say, and they went ahead with the Congress. When the vice president called Boni and said, "Why is this holding?" He said, "Well, the Attorney General of the Federation said I should do it." Who is the Attorney General if the vice president is supposed to be there? And we've seen the vice president's job being taken over from the likes of Leta Bakiari to the likes of the current Garuba Shehu, who tells the vice president when to rule Nigeria or not. So, this is why he's saying he does not think Osibanjo is the right candidate. But what do you think? Leave us a comment. God bless you. Bye for now.